We're at another noisy location. Oh. Yeah, I'm lost for words. I finished shooting Ardrek this morning, went and had some breakfast, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to have a look at this little waterfall. Whoa! How wonderful is this place? Now we have got a lot of blue sky and the sun over here, which is making this quite difficult to filter for. Because at some point, in fact I'm going to go and take a shot now, just a second. Oh, I'll explain in a tick. I can increase the shutter speed. Right. The second the sun pops out from behind a cloud, this side of the banking lights up. This side's in shade. Not pretty. I'm compensating by putting the reverse grad in at an angle and then praying. It'll either work or it won't, and it has done. And what's attracted me about this, just turn, in fact, I'll tell you what, go around there. There you go. We've got these beautiful trees. The waterfall comes in there, comes around and then wiggles down. And this is the last of the waterfall that I've got in the composition. But in the background, we have the snow-covered mountain. You can see there what's happening. This is beautifully bright. This is really in shade. So I've been waiting for the sun to pop behind the clouds to even the exposure out. This side still stays slightly lighter. Some lovely snow-capped mountains and a little bit, look at this, blue sky and sunshine. But lovely fluffy white clouds, which is perfect. And I hate to admit it, but yes, I am doing a long exposure on this. About 13 seconds, and we're at f14. Oops. I'm doing the long exposure simply because I prefer it. I put the polarizer on to really darken the water. That emphasises the white that's coming through, and it does look beautifully clear. And the thing that attracted me was the beech trees. Think they're beech? No, they're birch, probably. That are almost arching over the waterfall. Look after it, the place that just keeps on giving. Huh? Now I've walked up to the top to have a look at what was up there, because I wasn't sure how long this fall went on for. The bit at the very top, not so keen, but I've got to be over that side. I might do that in a minute. But for now, I'm just going to wander back down the hill and shoot a bit lower. But as a starting image, I'm quite happy with that one. And another unexpected find. Who says you have to plan? I'm not getting very far in terms of walking down the hill. Sometimes you look at something and think, nah, it's a bit naff, that doesn't really work. And then I reviewed the, I did a little bit of time lapse, and I'm looking at it and thinking, you know what, that actually makes quite a half decent image. So I've walked all of 50 feet, and I'm set up in portrait orientation again. I get the feeling all these waterfall images are going to be portrait orientation, simply because that's the nature of how the land lies. In the bottom of my frame, almost central, not quite, I've got a little fall with the white whooshing water that leads over the hill, and I have a tree coming out from the left, and I'm shooting straight through the next tree, and then I have Ardrek Castle, and then I have the hill behind, and I'm stood here like a muppet waiting for the light, because the time lapse caught some gorgeous light on it. I've got one image with some light, but on reviewing it I wasn't quite happy with the composition. Again, 6 stop, I've swapped out to just a soft grad 0.6, 6 seconds, f14 ISO 100. the sun is threatening to break through the cloud to my left. Let's show you, shall we? There we go. There's some beautiful detail in that cloud. So what I've got in the foreground is this. There's a little bit of a path leads up here. Got this side of the banking. That's the tree that leans over. And there is Ardwick Castle. We had actually got some stunning clouds. And all I want now is 14 seconds or 13 seconds of light. Oh, 6 seconds even. To get that shot. If I get it, I'll pop it up next. I wanted snow, preferably not while I was trying to do a slow motion waterfall long exposure thingy. I've rapidly popped the camera back in the bag because I'm aware it doesn't like water and wet stuff. That was phenomenal watching it come in. Woo! Just set up at the bottom of the waterfall and I managed to fire one shot and then the heavens opened and we got this. This will pass in a matter of minutes. I can already see the blue sky coming in behind me. But just in case it doesn't, hold on. Oh dear. Right, where are we at? So, I've got that kind of composition, with a wiggle coming in and going back up to the main fall. We've got the trees at the top. We had a little bit of detail in the sky just before the snowstorm came on. This is absolutely goddamn fabulous. What I watch, if you could guarantee when these were going to happen, and they just appear. 3 minutes ago, it was bright blue sky, bright sunshine. I was waiting for the sun to die off so I could even the exposure on this side of the waterfall. If I could guarantee when it was going to come on, I'd grab the long lens and go and do some really mean and moody shots down at the trees that I've seen. That's it. It's gone. It's phenomenal, isn't it? Oh. And this is why I'm glad I bought this jacket, because I can stand out here and get a little bit wet and it's not going to cause a major problem. Having said it's gone, I don't think it's going. No, it's coming back even harder. I'd shelter under this tree, but it's not really a lot of shelter, is it? Oh. 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 No, that's not really a lot of shelter. Oh. I love Scotland. And the other thing I really love about Scotland, apart from the fact that the scenery is just flipping stunning, you can park wherever you want to. And I know the video now is slightly different to the video that's been all along. I've just grabbed the phone because I haven't got a waterproof case for the little GoPro. You can park wherever you want, within reason obviously. You don't block people's drives and you don't park outside people's homes. But there's even places where, I know down at Lomond around the Trossachs, you pay £3 for a night during the season, March to September. And that's great. I'll pay £3 quite happily to wild camp on the banks of Loch Lomond. Not like England where they want to charge you a tenner to park up. Rant over. Right. That looks like it because the blue sky's coming back, so I'm going to grab the camera and try again. I might even manage to talk you through what I'm up to. All the best laid plans and nice and then. I think I'm going to have to call it a day because now that snowstorm's passed through, we've got barely a cloud in the sky. There's nothing for the sun to nip behind, and I need it to nip behind something to even this exposure out slightly. I can lift it in post on the right hand side where the shadows are, but I'm not sure how much I can lift it. And I can obviously darken down this area, but I would be much happy if a little cloud would come across and just hide the sun for 10 seconds. That would be fine. I've taken a landscape shot before the snowstorm came in. I'm just going to have to work with that. Ideally, I think this wanted to be a portrait. You've got the waterfall starting bottom left, curving right, back left, up and out the top left-ish side of the image. The one that I took that I'm relatively pleased with, let me have a look, although the light is very, very flat, was F10 and 6 seconds. There's some detail to be pulled out in the sky, and I've just tried a portrait shot, but I say the sun is just killing it. So a little bit of motion in the water, not too much. So I think this is going to be a wrap. I need to get off, I need to go find a campsite. I've booked onto one for tonight so I can have a shower, wash my hair, charge everything up. Although I've got power banks and stuff, it's not the end of the world. Maddie's doing brilliantly in this weather. The leisure battery charges 2 power packs. I keep one in my bag which charges the GoPro in between me doing pieces to camera. The other power packs I'll use to charge my phone overnight if it's running a little bit low. Most times I just charge everything while I'm driving. I even plug the inverter in and charge my camera batteries whilst I'm driving, just to conserve the leisure battery so I know I've got enough to run the heating for the night. Last night I think I had the heating on for 3 hours. Battery was still at 12.5 volts, so that's fabulous. Enough there to fire it up this morning. It did get a bit parky last night. It dropped down to about -2, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this a wrap. There's a bank of cloud coming up over here. Although, with what the weather's like here, it might only take a minute for it to go over there. I'll hang around for 5 minutes. If I get anything else, I'll pop them up. If not, I'll see you next weekend. Bye!